Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Back again with another real-world flight. Today, well, this morning flew into Belfast and now on my return trip back home. So, in the morning I flew from Heathrow to Belfast City. My return trip takes me from here in Belfast Aldergrove, so Belfast International, down to London Gatwick. Also flying easyJet colours now, not in British Airways, as ultimately prices kind of just match up a little bit nicer. So, should be a fun little trip today. Currently at Belfast, can set the aircraft up, prepare ourselves for our flight, departing at around 8:30 local time right now. So set the aircraft up and prepare ourselves for our trip today. In the background as well, just another easyJet aircraft just taxiing the runway. That aeroplane, currently on IVAO, is flying to Glasgow. It's quite a short hop for that one. So this aircraft will have just flown in from Gatwick on previous flights, and therefore we're going to do everything from its turnaround kind of setup. So systems are active, aircraft's just flown in. If we look down at the tablet on the left, you can see that it's already set up for the Aldergrove to Gatwick leg. So if we go over to the dispatch page, what we're going to do is set up the aircraft for its return flights to London. So first we'll do fuel, 5433 kilos, put 5433 into that. It's about 4 minutes to fill the aircraft, which is pretty good timing, I'd say. So refuel that, head back to flight plan, and we'll get the magic numbers of costing of 18 and the cruising altitude of 370. So 1837 are the numbers we need to remember. So we'll set our return flights, Echo Golf Alpha Alpha to Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. I do like the alcohol codes for this one, AA to KK. Quite a nice little ring to that. Our flight number today is U2 through U2840. The IRS already aligned, so there's no need to realign that. Our cost index 18, cruising altitude of 370. So that's all set. Next page, we'll pull our weights from the aircrafts. Block fuel on board 5433, 5.43, and that is the initialization complete. We'll now jump to the flight plan page, but before we do that, let's start loading our passengers, shall we? So we'll start a new flight, Aldergrove to Gatwick, 84037, 1 hour flight time on the dots, with departure in approximately, well, if we look at time now, it's 4 minutes past, so we'll say 25 to departure. Flying an A320neo with 112, it's actually quite an empty aircraft from what I saw. We'll put maybe 83 on board today. No Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no boarding music. I've got a safety briefing for easyJet. Do get snacks, we don't get a meal service, and that's, let's get boarding, shall we? Right on the time there, perfect. So, departing at 8:30, we're landing around 10 o'clock, I believe. I'll just quickly check the timing. 2030 to 2200, so on the clock about an hour and a half. We will plug in our routing now, so if I go down to my flight plan, not too many waypoints, starting off with Lisbo. Whoops. It's just Sim doing its weird power cut thing. I don't know why it does that, it's definitely something new. Just resets the power cycle for some reason, and it just kicks the aircraft into kind of its cold and dark setup, and therefore pops up the logbook. I have no idea what does that. It's just a thing on Microsoft Flight Sim now. I'm hoping it's something they can patch at some point, or at least an option to get rid of that logbook. I know you can turn it off with the developer mode, but the problem with doing that is that it stops logging your flights completely, and therefore you don't get any kind of hours calculated up. So I do like to log the hours. I just don't like it popping up in the sim. Right, so I was going to say that, so Lisbo directs to Ringer, then we fly the Airway Quebec 39. And that takes us to Nomsu. Afterwards, you fly the Uniform Quebec 4. The Lisbo waypoint, by the way, that's over the Isle of Man, so you get to spot that out the window today. To Wool. Presume it's going to be Wales. Lima 151. To Disset. And then that brings us to the end of our flight plan. It's quite interesting. SimBrief has not given us any SIDS and stars for this one. It's given me, well, yeah, runway 25 directs to Lisbo, and then this hits directs to 26 left. Hopefully we can plan something out with ChartFox. Yeah, it's definitely an odd occasion where, for some reason, we haven't given the way in and out. There's no ATC at the moment. It's all Unicom today, so we'll switch over to 12800 for the ATC comms. Not super busy in UK right now in IVAO. We've got a few aircraft, but other than that, it's relatively peaceful this morning. Right, so flight plan's complete. We're plugging our departure runway of 25, and it looks like actually the needs this runway anyway. There you got Lisbo neat. So Lisbo's the first waypoint, and it makes sense that you do the Lisbo SID. Transition Island Man, that's fine. Insert that, and we're good to go. Well, nearly good to go. Let's quickly clear the user points. Right, now we're good to go. We'll check the flight plan quickly on the FMS, sorry, the ND. Ooh, I see a line there. That is Island Man, and it just redirects us back to Lisbo again. Why'd you do that? Can we clear that? Now make more sense. Insert that. So for some reason it's decided that it goes Isle of Man and then back to Lisbo, which shouldn't do that. Clear those. There you go. That's more like it. So departure Lisbo Ringer. Babgoo. Sorry, slider. Ringer again. So slider. Ringer, slider. Delete second ringer. Something's horribly malfunctioned with the flight plan today. Right, I think that's good to go now. So, Lisbo, ringer, slider, Babgoo, Ettinger, Tim. Right, okay, good to go now. That's all sorted. Passengers aboard, which is pretty good. Making very good time. Right, that's all sorted. Jump to our performance page now. So we're going to do flaps 1 for takeoff. If we go back to the charts for Aldergrove. Check one thing on my side. Yeah, that's fine, cool. So, right, let's carry on. So, flaps 1 takeoff, flex temp is 68. V speeds as follows: 122, 123, and 127. Transition 4000. That's all set. That's looking good. Jump back to the flight plan page. That looks fine. So, plugged our routes, we plugged our performance, plugged our departure in. FMS setup is complete. We'll greet the passengers, we'll start the APU, and then we'll start the pushback in the next couple of minutes or so. We're a little early, I will add, so I might just kind of adjust things around just to push it more to realistic lifetime for the flights, but we'll see how it goes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this easyJet flight 840 from Belfast Aldergrove to London Gatwick. We thank you for choosing easyJet today. We hope you have a safe, pleasant flight with us on board. Relatively cloud on departure arrival today, so it takes a little bit of turbulence on the way in and out. Otherwise, we're cruising at 37,000, which should give you a nice smooth flight across the British Isles. If you have any questions today, feel free to camera crew on board. Otherwise, I hope to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights. Now, I say the British Isles there because you have to be very careful with the way you word a lot of the territories in this part of the world. I mean, if you're not from the UK or Ireland, then fair enough, you may not know the full extent of the troubles and the territories and everything around this part, but it's definitely a long disputed history. Why is that not working? Oh, sorry, yeah, integrity select, why not working? Long disputed history that goes way back into the 1700s, and then really kicked off in 1923. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's been a few occasions where it has kind of flared up again in troubles in the last couple of years. Brexit's certainly not helping that at all. But the Good Friday Agreement in 1998 or 99, I can't remember. So when I was born, 1998, definitely helped calm a lot of things down. But safe to say, well, I won't go political. Right, so that's all set up. APU is starting. Cruising altitude is no ATC, so go straight to our cruising of 27. Set altitude, flights level 370. There we go. And let's also listen to the weather, shall we? So get the latest reports, and we'll also get a printout.
Winds 160 to meter 1019. Dew point 12 degrees Celsius. Visibility 10 kilometers. Temperature 18 degrees Celsius. Variable 110 to 200. Broken layer at 2,900 feet.
Yeah, so the weather's not... It's overcast. It's not raining. The rain is holding back. But there have been more pleasant days to fly, to say the least. Alright, so we'll get the weather printout there. That looks good. So you can issue 1019, 1508 knot winds. Plus the visibility, broken clouds at 2,700, 18 centigrade, dew point at 11. So it's not raining. Rain is holding back. Dew point's not under 7 degrees. Right, so at this point we've done the ground services. The APU is now available, so activate the APU bleed. Give that a few seconds to power through systems, and we'll cut to the external power. So no space light set. Probably activate the seatbelt sign as well while we're at it. Park bleed set, AP bleed set, that's fine, that's all good. So as far as I'm concerned, we are now ready to push back from gates. So activates the... In fact, before we do that, so quickly set up the IVAO side of things, so just make sure everything's confirmed on the back side of this. So, open Unicom, runway, well, currently at gates, stand number, probably should be a good idea to get our docking stands up. Right, so we're at stand 18. Go back. Stand 18. Departing runway 25. Via Lisbon departure. And our taxiways will be as follows. So push back on to taxiway Lima, I think that is. Can we zoom in? Yes, push back on taxiway Lima. Onto Alpha, holding Alpha 1. So Lima, Alpha, hold short, Alpha 1. Activate beacon lights, alert ground crews that we are ready for push and starts. Pop open, push back, zoom up. Alright, let's get going, shall we? Ground from flights deck. Request pushback.
Pushback request confirmed.
So calling tug over. Leaving the gates in about 30 seconds or so. Did we set 2.5 departure? We must have done. Yeah, we did. 2.5, so it's just not kind of update. Yeah, it kind of has. It's just straight departure immediately to the left by looks things. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so depart, left hand turn, and then stick on tilts pilots. Nose being lifted. Ground from flights deck.
Ground here. All doors closed and checks completed. So release brakes.
Brakes released.
And off we go.
Activate ignition.
may begin starting the engines, Captain.
And brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency,
Turn facing east.
Okay, we'll turn by 90 degrees and bring you on an eastern course.
and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Cling together
Stop pushback.
to adjust.
Okay, please confirm when the parking brakes are set.
When out of
Brakes set.
sight, pull in the
Okay, have a nice flight.
fails to inflate or needs topping up. Blow
Right, engine 2 is available. Engine 1 is starting.
attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now
We get the co-pilot door control text.
window blinds
Test controls.
fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with easyJet.
While does that, we will, well, predicted winch is set, TAR is already set, that's fine. Flaps position 1.
Flaps to 1.
Flaps lowered. We're now just waiting for engine number 2, sorry, engine number 1 to become active. Perfect, so engine 1's active. We will kill the APU. Yeah, there's no integrity lighting. I presume this will come under the minimum flight working checklist that airlines have, which is what can be broken for the aircraft still be operatable. But it is strange that it's just, well, died on me basically. Not something that normally breaks, I can tell you that now. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, right, so everything's set, seatbelt line set, no smoking set, that's fine. We'll activate the taxi lights. Taxi lights on.
Taxi lights on.
We'll announce our intention to taxi to the runway. We'll release the parking brake. And it's a straight line now to our departing runway. Apply a little bit of thrust to get the aircraft rolling. But again, not too much. Don't really need it in the 320. Well, so it's not a 320neo, that's for sure.
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the panel above.
Okay, so it is late in the day for the lights to be dimmed to take off. I mean, what, it's middle of July. Man, middle of July already. That far into the year. Middle of July. It's not super dark outside. But days are getting shorter and shorter now. Might as well quickly test spoilers while we're at it. Spoilers up. Spoilers down. Going to arm the spoilers. Set the brakes to max. Do the cabin check. Takeoff config. Test. And with that, our pre-takeoff checklist is now complete. We'll call the cabin in a moment just to sit them down for takeoff. We'll announce an IVAO that we are going to then take off. And our next stop will be London Gatwick Airport. Again, only about an hour of flight time today, so it's not exactly the longest trip in the world. Time about past, so we're doing pretty good time as well. Means we may get, well, slightly early departure. Should be slightly early landing as well, if all goes to plan. Now coming up to Alpha 2. Turn around the corner, hit Alpha 1, and then hold shorts for departure.